Up with KREM begins now.
Now on Up with KREM, any size gathering is now allowed in the state of Idaho. We'll explain why the state decided to move on to stage 4 of their rebound plan, plus what other changes to day-to-day life Idahoans can expect.
Plus, I met with a local hula group and learned how to tell a story through dance.
It's just how you feel about it. And so that's what really hula is all about.
Well, I learned how to hula and the meaning behind one of the most recognizable dances in the world.
And the sun's out now. I'm going to let you know why you want to enjoy it while you still can.
Breaking news this morning, a preliminary investigation found evidence that the Spokane Regional Health District Administrator Amelia Clark may have violated state law when firing Spokane's former top health official, Dr. Bob Lutz. Good morning. Thanks for watching Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Dana Marie McNichol. KREM 2 obtained the 52-page report late last night. Now, the findings are the latest development in a months-long saga that began last October when Administrator Amelia Clark announced she was firing Spokane County Health Officer Dr. Bob Lutz.
Yeah, and our team has been digging into those documents. Brandon T. Jones is live outside of the Health District building right now with the details. He's breaking down what's in that report. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning, Tim, Dana Marie. Right now I'm holding that 52-page report detailing the preliminary investigation. Back in November, the Washington State Board of Health voted unanimously to conduct that investigation into Amelia Clark. So here is what that found. The report shows Clark may have violated state law when she fired Lutz in 2020. The investigation was conducted by law firm Ogden Murphy Wallace, and investigators reviewed public statements, press releases, emails, texts, and interviewed several key people. The report concludes by saying these facts support a preliminary finding that Ms. Clark removed Dr. Lutz as the local health officer. Further, since Dr. Lutz was not given notice and an opportunity to be heard before the SRHD board prior to his removal. It also cited a state law which requires notice and hearing before a health officer is removed. The report says Ms. Clark either refused or neglected to obey or enforce the law. The report is not a final decision, so the board gets to decide what happens next, but I'll turn it over to Tim and Dana Marie about how we got to this point.
Brandon, thank you. We'll talk about that in just a minute, but first we want to talk about what's next and how it's up to the State Board of Health, which Lutz is actually on. So, however, he though wasn't a part of the board's discussions or votes about this matter.
Let's take a look at some possible outcomes for this situation. First, the State Board of Health could decide that Amelia Clark did not violate the law and close the matter completely. They could also ask for more information before making a decision.
Another option, the board could call a hearing to decide whether Clark did in fact violate the law, and then they would decide if she should be removed from her job. The board has the option to take up another resolution. So how did we actually get here? The investigation into the firing of Dr. Bob Lutz actually began last year.
Last October, Spokane Regional Health District Administrator Amelia Clark reportedly met with Dr. Lutz and asked him to resign, citing, quote, performance issues. One day later, the health district says the health board gave Clark approval to fire Lutz. Later, they clarified that the health board hadn't voted on any decision related to his employment.
In November, SRHD formally decided in an 8-4 vote to fire Lutz. Clark's reasonings for requesting Dr. Lutz's termination included that he inappropriately used a Spokane Regional Health District letterhead. She also claimed Lutz abused his authority as health officer. She said there are also several bullying and retaliation complaints against him.
I had hoped that Dr. Lutz and I could work together as a team. However, his ongoing patterns of behavior have not changed despite multiple discussions.
Dr. Lutz's lawyer said the complaints against him are trivial, especially during this pandemic. Lutz denied making any sexist comments and that Clark's accusations of harassment are misrepresented.
As I provided to HR, I touched her on her arm. There was never any claim made that to me that I, again, massaged her neck or placed my knee behind hers.
Well, after the meeting, several board members expressed concern over that decision. A few days after the firing of Lutz, the State Board of Health decided to investigate multiple complaints made by citizens against Clark.
And that brings us to now. The preliminary investigation has been released. To see the findings in the full 52 pages, it can be found on KREM.com right now, as well as inside the KREM 2 app, or you can text the word report to 509-448-2000 and we'll send it right to your phone. All right, 7:05 now. Let's get a check of our forecast. It is Wednesday, and also, Jeremy, it's the last day of the spring market, and there's going to be some great food trucks there tonight.
Oh man, today is going to be the perfect day to get out to the spring market. Tim, you can't let me forget. I forgot just in 1 hour since we last talked about the spring market. So don't let me forget. And you at home, don't forget, it's going to be a perfect day. Temps on the rise. We're up to 50 degrees now here in Spokane. 50 in Spokane, 47 in Coeur d'Alene, 45 in Sandpoint, 55 over in Wenatchee. But those temps are going to continue to rise despite a little bit of cloud cover moving in. And you know, for me, when temps are up in the 70s, I like a little bit of cloud cover so it doesn't feel too hot. But if you like that hot weather, I've got a great forecast for you in the days to come. For now, just know those clouds are going to continue to build. It's a combination of some higher atmospheric clouds and a little push of cloud cover from the west, combined with some of those clouds we've been seeing build each day throughout the week. So as temps climb into the low 70s this afternoon, expect mostly cloudy skies. But if you like sunshine, warm temperatures, say you want to get out and enjoy some of the water around the inland northwest, well, this weekend is going to be a great time to do it. Temps in the 80s, both Saturday and Sunday. Coming up, I'll walk you through just how we get here.
I love that we have the weekend forecast and it's only Wednesday. Can't wait. Well, it's 7:06 now. It's time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
So let's get right to it. Authorities in Chelan County need your help finding a missing man. Now, this is Pedro Brito. He was last seen Sunday around 6 a.m. in the parking lot of the Mission Ridge Ski Resort in Wenatchee. His vehicle was found in the parking lot with no sign of him. He was last seen wearing a long-sleeve camo shirt, black sweatpants, and white slip-on shoes. Anyone with information about his whereabouts is asked to call Rivercom, and that number there at the bottom of your screen.
The Coeur d'Alene Police Department is warning of a disturbing pattern of teenage overdoses on drugs. Multiple local law enforcement agencies say they believe it's connected to counterfeit narcotic pills. Police believe 3 deaths in North Idaho have been attributed to these cases since last fall. The agencies are investigating whether the pills and where they came from. They say that 1 in 6 of these pills contain lethal doses of fentanyl. Anyone with information that can aid police is encouraged to call the number at the bottom of your screen.
Spokane Public Schools is offering free coronavirus vaccinations to their students between the ages of 16 and 18. In total, they'll be hosting 5 vaccination clinics at Lewis and Clark, Ferris, Shadle Park, and Rogers. There will also be a vaccination clinic at North Central, but it's only for North Central students. Now, the district says the vaccines are voluntary and not a requirement to attend school. If you'd like to sign up for one of the clinics, you can just text the word vaccine to 509-448-2000. We'll send that right to your phone. And that's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
Well, after the break, I learned to hula from local experts.
And I love when people love Hawaii and want to learn about it too.
Well, they gave me a deeper understanding of Hawaiian culture, and we're sharing with you that this morning.
Since May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, we want to highlight people of AAPI descent who have made history. Up first, Washington Representative Pramila Jayapal is the first Indian American woman to serve in the U.S. House of Representatives. She's also the first Asian American to represent Washington on a federal level and the first woman to represent the 7th Congressional District in Seattle.